Hello again, friends, and you are my friends. Welcome back to a car reaction. I'm, of course, the Gov, just coming out of Portman Road, having filmed the fan reaction show. What a fan reaction show. Was it a spectacular performance out in there today? No. Was it a comfortable performance? Absolutely. Hopefully you can hear me. If you can't, do let me know. We've got Stephen Peck. Hopefully now we will keep this good form up and push on. Gov has not had his car stolen. I'm sat in it. Trevor, look. What are you thinking following that? Because I thought at times Town were really in control, so in control that they almost got a little bit sloppy with it. I mean, the Oxford goal comes through a period in the game where there's a bit of a lull, a bit of a quietness from the crowd, from the players on the field. We get a little bit sloppy with it. Jens Kjus loses it in a really dangerous area, and then suddenly they're on our back too, which is O'Shea and Kipre, and they score their goal. I thought Walton should have done a lot better with their opportunity. But other than those periods where we sort of put ourselves into a lull because we were so in control, I thought that was a really solid, in-control performance. We went through the gears when we absolutely had to go through the gears. Don't forget, we are partnered with Match Bingo, Stowmarket Osteopaths. More on those as we go through the course of the show. And hit the like button and subscribe for your Town news, views, fan opinion, and more. So let's start with Fisherman, who says O'Shea is officially the 21st century Bram. Tyreek Bramall's a really good defender, so I don't know if you're praising O'Shea there or if you're O'Shea. I thought O'Shea had a really good game out there today. I thought O'Shea was excellent, actually. There was two passes. You know, Dara O'Shea will normally give you three passes in a game where he isn't quite accurate with his ball placement. You're left scratching your head thinking, what was he trying to do? He had two today. We had that 2 out of 3. So, you know, we've got better in that instance. But I thought defensively, Dara O'Shea was absolutely excellent. John says that was a very Ipswich performance. Trevor, agreed, Gov. We did get a bit sloppy. We did get, at times we sort of lulled ourselves into a sloppiness with our touch, with our passing. I want to highlight Chuba Akpom this evening because one of the things we've been talking about on Talking Town is our strikers and their movement or lack of. I thought today Chuba Akpom's movement was absolutely excellent, and I really can't wait to go back and watch the game and sort of highlight it. Hopefully, in my next Lambert's Tactics Truck segment we do on our platform now. I really can't, because I thought his movement today particularly was absolutely excellent. He was showing to feet often and also threatening in behind. As a centre half this afternoon of Oxford, you really would have struggled to know what type of ball, what type of movement you're going to get out of Chuba Akpom. He was showing to feet, he was going in behind, he was running in the channels. I thought it was a really excellent performance from Chuba Akpom, who got his goal as well. Is there areas of the game where he could get better? Yeah, absolutely. Of course he could. And he hopefully will. But in terms of performance, I thought Akpom was brilliant. Really, just in terms of his movement, was good. Other areas of his game, his touch at times is a little bit loose. But he worked himself 2 or 3 opportunities just by his movement, or he fashioned opportunities for his teammates just by his movement. Sindravali Egli on the right, for me, had what I would call almost a typical young player's performance, where he wasn't quite in the game. He showed flashes maybe at times, but overall this afternoon it wasn't quite his game out there. Sindravali Egli really got a lot of potential, but at times as a young player you're going to have those games where it just isn't your afternoon for whatever reason. It just isn't your afternoon. Good to see Wes Burns come on, although I'm not quite sure if anyone realised he'd come on in terms of those in a blue shirt, because they never seem to really want to pass to him, bless him. But really good to see him back out there. Marcelin and Nunez in that 10 position this afternoon was really good. He just finds pockets of space, primarily on the right-hand side, but he just finds pockets of space where he can be really effective with the football. And he's a really technically good football player, as Marcelin Nunez. And I thought he was excellent tonight. Jaden Philogene, good first goal. Really good first goal. I was out of my seat before it hit the back of the net. I just knew the moment the ball had fallen to Jaden Philogene in the area that it had fallen to, or the way he'd worked himself into that area, I just knew with the defender's positioning, this was going to end up in one place and one place only, the back of the Oxford goal. And it did. And that's the confidence that now Jaden Philogene gives you. He really gives you that confidence that the moment he gets the ball in those areas, it's going to be a goal. And a really good performance, I say good performance. He wasn't quite in the game, you could say, other than those moments. There was other flashes within the course of the game. Of course, there were always going to be with Jaden Philogene. But in terms of that moment, that situation, a really good goal. I'm so cold. Drop a like button, drop a thumbs up just for me sitting here being freezing. Hart says David's got mugged in the last minute. Love him, what a player, but defensively naive. If we're 2-1 up with 10 to go, bring Greaves on. Fishman says good defender, but my God, he gives the ball away. Hence Bramble. Yeah, I know you're not. I know you're not a huge fan, Mike, of either defender. I have to say, perhaps I'm wrong on that one. Do let me know. Jack loved Nunez. Oscar's a 100% record in 2026. Love it, Oscar. Sorry, that stickled me more than it should have done. It is. It's spot on, though. Absolutely spot on. Midfield-wise, all right, Matchday, excellent. I feel like we don't have to talk about Matchday anymore because he's so excellent that there isn't anything else left to say. But Jens Kajust again today. Look, when Jens Kajust is on it, my God, he is on it. He can run a show. He can turn with the ball. He can carry the ball. When he's on it, he's on it. But there's times within the game where he's just not effective, not involved, not busy enough. And I just think if we can get the moments where he is busy, the moments where he is in control, just as I said previous weeks, really extend those periods. Got a really good midfield player, but like the goal, for example, for Oxford, just really sloppy from Jens Kajust. He's a quality player. And he acknowledged it afterwards. He was holding his hand up and apologising to his teammates. But really sloppy play there. And there's areas of the game where I just want him to get more involved more often. Because when he's involved, normally, really good things happen for this football club. Marvin says, Egley's not strong enough for a big guy. Needs to soften up. He's also a bit one-paced and predictable. Turns inside and tries to get that shot off. Look, not necessarily agree with all that you've said there, Marvin. Appreciate the comment. But look, he's a young player. He's developing. He's learning the different tools and tricks that wingers eventually end up having, be that going to the byline, cutting inside, all those different things, those tools of the trade, if you like, that you pick up by playing games of football. He's gonna have these games where he's not involved. He's a young player. As I've always said on the show, if you go back to the very first days of Talking Town to this very day today, I always speak about that development curve of a young player. It's not. You want it to be like that. Of course you do. To go like that is excellent. You've hit the jackpot and away we go. But normally it's not like that. We had it with Luke Wolfenden when he was breaking through. We had it with Flynn Downs at times when he was breaking through. Look at all the young players generally when they break through. It's always just like that. It's a bit like a roller coaster because one week they will be really on top of their game. Other weeks they just won't be in it. And generally that is the curve or the roller coaster of a young player and his development. And today, for me, just wasn't at the races. It wasn't his day. He was quiet, ineffective, not involved as you'd hoped him to be. But he's a young player, right? That's going to happen. You have to just acknowledge it and almost play through it at times if that's what you want to do. You've got other options, of course, within the squad. But then there'll be other weeks where he's absolutely like there was a couple of weeks ago, where he's bang on it. And he's showing a development up there, right? So that's what happens for a young player, for me anyway. He's just got loads of potential within him. So watching him grow as a player is going to be something I think as Town fans we're going to really enjoy when it eventually happens. And now having Wes Burns back obviously will ease that pressure on him. Got Casey McAteer still there applying the pressure and all those different things. But yeah, Jens Kajust for me, I just want him more involved if we can get him. Don't forget, we have partnered with Match Bingo to give you a 100% deposit bonus when you use the word town, all in caps. Deposit minimum is £10. Terms and conditions apply. Over 18s only. Please gamble responsibly. Visit BigGambleAware.org for more information. And Stowmarket Osteopaths have been delivering quality care since 1985. And as ITFC Bid has pointed out, that's over 40 years of quality care in osteopath and physiotherapy services. Give them a call, 01449 613 633, 01449 613 633. Towards the back end of the game, I will just mention, and obviously we are live again tomorrow night. We'll break it down in more detail. We'll look at individual players, the spotlight, what we liked, what we didn't like. I will just mention, obviously, towards the back end of the game, we kind of saw how thin the squad is, if you didn't know already, in the 10 position. Because obviously Nunez went off, Akpom went off, Azon came on up front, who I thought had some really good movement. But then we played Jack Clark centrally, and it just didn't work for me. Jack Clark is many things in terms of a quality winger, tricky player, but he isn't a 10. he's not a 10. And it kind of showed it there for me today. We lost our way a little bit with Jack Clark playing in that number 10. And then obviously Kieran McKenna addressed it when he brought Ashley Young on. He moved Jack Taylor to the 10. He moved Jack Clark out wide to the left. And I just thought that those 2 or 3 subs sort of highlighted just how thin we are in that 10 position, in terms of, if, you know, God forbid, if Nunez was to get a knock or get an injury. You've got Akpom, but then of course with George Hurst not being there. So now it is the 1st of January. It is a new year, and happy new year to every single person watching this. The window's open. We're now going to move. For me, we're going to move fast. We're going to move with precision, and we've got to look at those areas in terms of a striker. If it is a striker, that of course then free up Akpom to play in a 10. So you've got a bit of cover there. If it's a 10 position, you need something, because you are 1 or 2 injuries away from being just really thin in really key areas of the game, areas of the pitch that really, really matter and will get you points that win prizes. And we're currently second. So now I want to see us move quickly. I want to see us move for our, whoever those targets may be, whether I'm going to agree with them or not, and you'll hear about my opinion as they come up. But we've got to move quickly now. We can't just sort of wait and see or move slowly through the course of this window, because it's there. It's there for the taking. You know the areas you are short on, be that quality or number or both. For me, we now need to move quickly and keep this run up. Both on the field and off the field. Off the field needs to do their jobs in terms of the boardroom and recruitment team. But on the field, we're moving in the right direction, and it's all come about because of consistency. It's all come about through consistency of selection. Yes, there were 4 changes this afternoon, but you look at your spine of your team now. Kip, Bray, and O'Shea, really formidable partnership. We're seemingly now leaving that alone in terms of selection. We're not now rotating that left-hand side, and I think that provides such a really strong foundation for what we're now seeing. So now we've got the run. We've got the consistency starting to come into the game. We've got the quality. We're into second. We've tracked down Middlesbrough. As I've always said, first priority is tracking down Middlesbrough, and then you lock your sights onto Coventry. We've tracked down Middlesbrough. They're still going to be with us. They're still going to be chasing us. Let's not get away from that. But now you can start to look to head to Coventry. So now the window's open, and we now need to move, for me, quickly. But I'm going to move quickly in terms of getting out of this car park. I'm absolutely starving. I've got pizza at home, but I just fancy a burger. Celebration burger. So I might just find my car stopping at McDonald's. I'm not sure. But anyway, I'm off now. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you tomorrow night, 7:30, 8. One of those 2 times. If you come on at 7:30 and it doesn't start so late, you can join the live conversation in terms of our live chat. But yeah, let me know your thoughts and enjoy the rest of your evening. Happy New Year to every single person watching. But until tomorrow, I've been the Gov. This has been my wonderful car, albeit freezing. You're a wonderful audience. Take care. Cheeky burger, says Marvin. Absolutely. That's not a burger. I mean, there's no more burger vans anymore. Shabby, they've all gone home. I'm looking left and I'm looking right. I can't see a burger van here. I think they've all gone home. So it's either going to have to be, a McDonald's, which I don't like getting, to be fair. But it's also isn't going to fill me up sufficiently that I can't then eat my dinner when I get home and answer questions on why I'm not hungry. Anyway, I'm off. I need the heating on. Take care. God bless. All the best. Much love. You've reached the end. Thank you so much for watching. Hit here to subscribe. It's totally free. And hit here for more Talking Town videos. I'll see you on the next one.